Hello and welcome to Desert Rat Fiber Arts. I'm Desert Rat, but you can call me Lloyd, and this is Biscuit. He's got to help today. So we're going to be doing the block of the month for November 2025 for PAQA. Biscuit's excited about this. Come on, baby, get down. And the block is called the Big Dipper. It is made with, these are quarter square triangles, but we're going to make them from half square triangles, and I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. So all you're going to need to complete this block, and that's a finished 12.5-inch block, you're going to need 2 background fabrics that are 7.5-inch squared, and then 1 of each of your foreground fabrics. I did like a light or a medium and a dark, so I got a light, medium, and dark approximately. So 1 of each of those. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your fabrics and you're going to lay them face together, 1 background fabric with 1 your foreground fabric. Around, yes. And then we're going to mark a line from corner to corner on each of these blocks. And then we're going to sew 1/4 of an inch away from that line on both sides. And then we're going to cut it in half, and we're going to get 2 half square triangles from each of these. So let me get this marked up, and I'll sew it, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I went ahead and I've sewn my stitches 1/4 of an inch away from where I have this drawn. Cut those 2 pieces apart like that, and then we're going to line this up along our drawn edge, and we're going to cut along our drawn edge like that on each of these. And I know my blocks aren't perfectly square, but they are what they are. It'll turn out okay. Like that and like that. So we have our 4 half square triangles. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to press this towards the darker fabric. The reason I want to do that is because it'll nest better together when we're doing the next step. So let's go ahead and get these pressed to the dark side, and then open them up and into our blocks. Go ahead and set my seam here like that. Pull it up. Alright, and then we're just going to peel this open and press it towards our dark side. Like that. Biscuit, you do not want to play with the iron. Alright. Okay, there's 2. If I can get these apart. Number 3 and number 4. If I can get this open. And there we go. And if you're worrying about the fact that I put a wool mat on top of a cutting mat here, I do have a cutting board underneath it too, so the heat will not come through. All right, let me push this aside here. So the next thing we want to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim off our dog ears here. And your finished block should be here, should be 7-inch square. Let me check it real quick against this. Yeah, so it's 7 inches square. If you want to double check and square it up before you move on to the next step, it would probably be a good thing. But I'm just going to go for it. So I've got my 2 with the plaid done. Let me get these 2 here with this other print. Trim off those dog ears. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to take your matching blocks like this, and you can turn them face to face, and you want it to be opposites from each other. So in other words, you want your background on top of your foreground on one side and your foreground on top of your background on the other side. You're going to nest your seams, and we're going to mark a line. Hopefully this is visible. It's kind of hard to see on this messy desktop here. Again, we're going to go from corner to corner. And I'm using a friction pen for this. If you don't like friction pens, don't use them. Use a pencil. Use some chalk, whatever works for you. And we're just going to mark from corner to corner. And we're going to do the same thing with the other one. And again, we're going to cut. We're not going to cut yet. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch on either side of the line, and then we're going to cut it in half, and that will give us our 4 patches. So let me go ahead and mark the other one, get this sewn up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, I know that my centers are not going to line up. My points are not very good. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut along our drawn line here. Let me cut these 2 apart first. As I chain piece them, we're going to line up our ruler along our line there, and we're just going to go ahead and cut that apart like that. And then this one the same thing. All right. And then we have our 1/4 square triangles from this. Now, on the block, I went ahead and I pressed the seams to one side. On second thought, you might want to press them open because you're going to have a lot of seams everywhere. So it doesn't hurt to press them open. I'm not really a big fan of pressing seams open, but if it lays a little flatter for you, because you're going to have a lot of points bunched up here in the center. If you were to feel this is kind of thicker than the rest of this, and if you look at the back of it here, you see I've got all my points are kind of joined together there, and then I spun the center as best as I could to kind of take away some of the bulk from there. So maybe with this one I'll go ahead and I'll press this set of seams open after I cut off the dog ears. And there we have our 4 patches that we need for this block. So let me move this stuff out of the way. So what you're going to want to do with your block is you're going to have 2 of these. Oh, look how bad that one is. I should be ashamed, but I'm not. You're going to have 2 of them so that your darks Your darker point to the left and right, and the other two, they're going to be up and down. Like this and like this, because when you turn it, it's still going to be the same all the way around. Oh, that is awful. It is what it is at this point. So anyway, there it is. The better version. Your block of the month for November 2025 for PAQA. This is the Big Dipper. There will be a link in the description below to the pattern. You can download it free, even if you're not a PAQA member. Please feel free to join along with this and make your own blocks out of this. For November, I chose fall colors, but you can use whatever colors you like, as long as you got some contrast here. Like I've got lights, mediums, and darks, at least what they look like to me. You can mix and match whatever you like. So, until next time, this is Desert Rat. Happy crafting.